244. Hashtag inherently political at Surface Level Podcast. Hashtag Verse TV 244A.
I tried to pull interesting quotes from things you've said. Now here's something. Every time I bat an eyelash, it's a political act.
Yeah, it is. You know, because anytime anybody does what their dream is or do what's in their heart, that's the most political thing you could do. You know, I can't change the world, but I can change myself, and I can influence the world by what I do, you know? So it's the most political thing you could do is when you do your own thing, okay? It's true. It's very true. It's the most powerful thing, too. You know, because when you're in drag, when you become the image of your own imagination, it's the most powerful thing you could ever do, you know, because ain't no stopping you. You know, in my mind's eye, I've always been a superstar.
In reference to the RuPaul scene, I remember my mom used to say how and this was back in the 90s, right? She used to say that RuPaul does a good job with drag because women were not, it wasn't as prevalent as it might be today to have people so anti-drag, anti-trans. And my mom was like, yeah, you know, RuPaul does a good job with drag. And I think that also comes down to the fact that she spent her early adulthood in New York City. She moved from the deep South to New York City, and just the openness, I guess, around New York City just inspired her to be open significantly as well. So I'm blessed to have grown up with such a mother. I'm grateful for that. My mom has since passed away, but I also wanted to say that FYI, and I didn't realize this, RuPaul is a 1960 baby, and he's 6'4". And his husband, yes, his husband, all right, husbands, yes, his husband is 6'7". And like I was saying, media sort of teaches people to be anti whatever they're anti, because an interesting thing, the very first guy who successfully transitioned to being a woman this was back in the years ago, like in the 50s or something like that. And the newspapers spoke about he is former military, and spoke about his transition to being a woman, F2M, no, M to F. And they were like, this person, he went from being a soldier in the army to now she is a beautiful woman, absolutely beautiful. And it's interesting how that was how media spoke of it back then. But it seems like now media has learned to be like, we hate trans. Don't you hate trans? Come on. And be sure to watch our show and pay attention to the ads we show. Wink, wink. Because the more people who view, the more ads. Anyway, the more you're able to sell your ads for. I used to work in media sales, so I know how that game goes. I truly, on many levels, know how that game goes. But yes, so ultimately, my mom says that you should always live your reality, and live your reality lovingly. Lovingly live yourself. Be who you are. Yes. All right. And other family members also suggested put it in live your truth. So that's also important. Anyway, comment, comments. Yes. comment is coming from George Adventures. And what he said to this was his comment: the older I get, the more I appreciate RuPaul and our drag queen warriors. We all are born naked, and the rest is drag. Love and live your truth. Period. Yes, love and live your truth. We're all born naked and the rest is drag. Like right now, I'm wearing my blue robe drag, okay? Anyway, all right. So, share, subscribe, share again, and please click like as well.